I walk through the wreckage with a resolute.
Yeah.
Well,
Yo, what's up, Peace King?
You guys
What's
need some more
going
time
on?
still?
No, we
no,
ready to
no.
rock and roll, man. We ready to rock and roll, man. You and bro got the same chair, I see, huh?
Oh yeah.
This is
Yeah.
Rook. Rook, this is O. We have a mutual comrade. I brought that with me, Rook.
Okay.
So I got that with me. We're gonna talk about that. I love what you're doing.
I
And
can show you some
we
of
just
the videos too. If you wanted to see it.
we could yeah, let's check it out while we wait on him to get it together. Let's see what you got going on.
There goes Pat right there.
Oh wow. I like that. He seen that yet?
Yeah.
That looks real. That looks too real. That looks too real, man. When me and Pat talk, all he talk about is how Rook went out there and made that AI thing work to the max.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
locked myself
oh,
in for like 2 months and studied this stuff.
mhm.
Yeah. It's getting real out there. You ever use C dance?
Look at
Yeah.
this
Yep.
joint, oh. Look at that behind him, oh.
That's
That's the kid. What?
He here with me.
Oh, okay.
All right, you ready to get busy?
Yeah.
yeah.
Be good go whenever y'all ready. Be recording.
All right. Yo, this is another episode of the General Thoughts Podcast. I'm here with my brother Omar 096,
For
co-host,
sure.
and we got a special guest today, man, Rook. Introduce yourself, Rook.
They call me Rook or Adacor. It's my last name.
Mm-hmm.
I did 12 years, got out, and then wanted to just share some of the stories that I learned from in there. So I started a podcast, and I didn't even know what a podcast was until just last year.
Right.
So it's really
This,
impressive that a lot of people in there like stayed in touch with that stuff. I guess stayed in tune, like with the TikTok and Snapchat, because
mm-hmm.
I didn't.
This guy right here wanted me to do a podcast in 2017, and it was
Oh yeah.
impossible. You was
Oh
telling me
me.
about
Oh me. Oh, I thought
yeah,
you was talking about him.
no, you and
Yeah.
Rob was telling me about podcasts back in 2017, man. But I really didn't know nothing about it either, Rook, until about 2 years ago. I took a crash course. I read a book on it, and it's a powerful tool.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, in the YouTube and then with the podcast, the barrier to entry was real is real low right now. So it's like if you got something to say, somebody is out there that want to hear it. You know what I mean? So
Right. When you look it up, you see like what's the most popular thing in the country, actually in the world, and it's criminal. It's crime, true crime. I want to say like prison stuff.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
prison,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Three is about a whole bunch of them, but bunch of them. Like Ian, I know that. And it's two other guys I can't remember. Not the connect. It's and this other guy, what his name is off the top of my head. But those are the ones that talk about. They talk to ex-cons and people that in crimes, and they go through all their story.
okay.
Right. You took a great interest in reform, Rook, paying close attention to the bills, the grassroots networks in the state of Pennsylvania. What can you tell us about that?
I mean, that's the goal. The whole podcast thing. Honestly, I don't like hearing my voice or seeing myself on TV, so I only did this as a necessity.
Okay.
The goal was to change some of the way the system is working right now because it's not working. And
Right.
I mean, we've gone over like different ways such as
Mm-hmm.
bills,
Right.
legislation, case law, because then you probably know too, our rights are governed by, a judge's standard, how he outlined the way the law should be applied as opposed to the way the law actually is. And case laws there's so many, it's saturated our rights because there's always going to be ambiguity in all these case laws. There's a case law
Absolutely.
to support your claim and there's a case law to negate your claim. It's just which judge do you get and how does he want which one does he want to use to apply to your case, because it could go either
Right.
way, and that's
Right. Most of the
shouldn't be
time,
like that.
that's how it goes, and it shouldn't be like that. And to add on with what the brother just said, it's like it depends on how that judge interprets it. It depends on who's litigating in front of that judge. It depends on how much success this lawyer has had. Is he a Supreme Court litigator? Is he a public defender? Is he court appointed? All of that stuff plays in. And like you said, it's ambiguous in certain aspects, especially at that ground level, trial court. And the trial courts are granted so much deference. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
To the point whereas the appellate court becomes like a big brother instead of a mediator. So you definitely got to be on your A game. And like you said, man, legislation, it's about getting the right people in office too, man. I pay close attention to politics on a local level, meaning local government with statewide government, and on a national level, and that's where the work need to be done at. So the grassroots work that's being done with CABI, law abolitionists, I'm quite sure you're familiar with them.
yeah.
So tell the listeners in the audience, what it's like to hold somebody down who's in prison.
God, I don't know if you knew this, but I was on that side of the fence, and I know what it's like to have a loved one on that side of the fence. That's rough, man. Everything is so expensive. She was in the county jail, and the thing that bothered me about that was in the county, the majority of the people are supposed to be presumed innocent. You're not supposed to be punished according to our constitution. You're held on a bail that, first of all, was supposed to be something to where you can afford, and so you can't afford it. You're given a bail you can't afford, and then you're stuck with these prices. Like, God, some of the soups are over $1. A ramen
Right,
soup. Every which way to communicate with somebody in there is an arduous task. I mean, it's the
absolutely.
hardest thing in the world, and technology has everything so easy right now. It doesn't have to be. So it's clearly deliberate. Like and there's so many different ways to communicate with each, individual jails and states, federal, prison, state and county, but they're all basically ran by the same group of people, and they just sort of keep switching each other around because that's the policy. They can't stay a vendor, just like the commissary, just like the medical. They can't stay a vendor for longer than, I forgot how many years. It's not that long. So they just
I think
switch
it's say
names.
3 to 5 years. They just switch names. Right. We're not gonna discuss the names, but we know the names. We become familiar with them. I served 28 years already. Wrongfully
Sure.
convicted. So I don't seen the names change many times, but it's the same operation.
Same characters.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So you just launched your company, your LLC, Atacor Incorporated. which would be providing specific services to the men and women trapped behind the wall. You want to talk a little bit about that?
It's an AI service because knowing when I was in there, and Pat says you and I are alike. I was in my cell studying and reading, and the thing that I was missing though was, resources. If I would have had myself while I was in there, things could have been a lot different. I understand people out here at time is not the same, man. I remember asking folks, can you print me out something? Can you send me this? And it was like pulling teeth. And I was thinking, God, it should be so simple to, hit print, but it's really not. And
Right.
the AI is could be a blessing for people in there. I mean, obviously, I understand why the administration wants to keep it away from you guys, because if I had AI while I was in there, yeah, I probably would have taken over the DOC. It's, I mean, it outlines everything for you, and in there you have that time to think, so you can formulate, you can articulate
Right.
things that out here we can't. And
Right.
I miss that about that isolation. Not enough
Right.
to come back, but if I can sort of at least provide it to people in there, then maybe
Yeah.
somebody in there could use it for the good. And I know it can overturn cases. It's already found loophole or flaws in several cases I put through it.
Absolutely. I'm super familiar with the artificial intelligence, the advances. I talk to my brother here consistently. We always bouncing stuff off each other. He's also my partner in Street Generals Publishing. So, he tries to get me to use AI, you know what I mean, for different things like, to put together marketing strategies, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm super familiar with it, and they definitely, you know, would never want that type of technology in the hands of someone that's intelligent.
Yeah,
Artificial intelligence added to intelligence.
yeah, exactly. That's what it
You
would
know,
be too. Because right now everything's um, unintelligent being utilizing artificial intelligence, but you have somebody who's intelligent utilize this
right,
artificial intelligence. It could
right,
it could be it could pose a threat to
Yeah.
right,
what they got going on.
And
right, right.
in New York State, we just lost a case about lawyers using AI
Hmm.
to like prep their clients and themselves for the case. That they got to turn over all of that stuff to the other side.
Yeah,
A little bit more.
Huh? Yeah.
Elaborate.
So you could feed it like testimony or even the facts of the case. Like that'll be attorney-client privileges,
Hmm.
and then that gets turned over to the other side. So things that you talk about to the AI, they take it as like stuff that's on a record.
So it's
And
no
then
longer.
and in this case in New York, they just did that because it's on the net. The other side is able to access that stuff.
So it kind of puts it. It would put the defense at a disadvantage. Is what you're saying?
Something like that. I didn't look. I don't know the full thing of the case. I follow this attorney, and then
Okay.
he was talking about it, and then he was saying like tell the other attorneys and other clients, be careful what you feed into the AI because they'll have to turn it over to the other side. That's a case law that they just put in.
Right. New York is more progressive than Pennsylvania, though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
a lot more progressive. I was on the phone with Jason Flom over the weekend, and I was telling him about a chapter in one of my books. It could happen to any of us. You hear me, Rook? The name of that chapter is Commutation in Pennsylvania. And for that chapter, I sat down with one of the longest standing lifers in PA, Russell Sowell. He's been locked up since 1968, since Martin Luther King's assassination. On a night of wilding out in protest or rebellion towards what happened to someone he idolized, he made a mistake. And that mistake was that costly. But the conversation was about progression. You know, when is Pennsylvania going to catch up with the other states? Like, there's systems here that are clogged, and these release valves, when they're clogged, you know what happened? They just back up. So, you know, New York is progressive, and, you know, the work that Rook is doing is trying to get Pennsylvania to try to see it from a different perspective and try to catch up with 75%, you know, of the rest of the country. That 75 that's moving in the right direction, that's saying, yo, the world is changing, and we have to change. We have to be willing to stand on what this Constitution demands that we stand on.
Equality. It's
Yes.
it's supposed to be equal. That's the way it was always supposed to be. At least that's what we were told when we fought in the Revolutionary War, you know, which is a whole nother topic. But we fought for this country to be free, or at the very least be equal. And I mean, yeah, we had a rough beginning. I mean, 200 years, but we're past that now. It's time to be equal. There shouldn't be two systems of justice. And when the president is even saying there's two systems of justice, and obviously he's saying it for a completely different reason. So there's clearly three systems of justice. If he thinks he's being treated unfair, imagine how we feel. You know what I mean? He never even had handcuffs put on him, and he had how many felonies? And you know, good for him. But you know, Hunter Biden, he's smoking crack. He has Secret Service members, you know, picking up drugs for him on the taxpayer's dollar. Right. And then you have people, you know, doing. I have a friend that has 5 years in on a parole violation because he had a little bit of one of those new drugs they have. 5 years.
Yeah, I mean,
that's not equal. The system is not equal.
I got a court date coming up, you know, and this is gonna be the first time that I walk into a courtroom with attorneys. You know, I've been walking into the courtroom with imposters, you know, no disrespect to them for, you know, the 8 years they put in at law school. But if you don't want to do the work, I think you impersonating an attorney.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? If I'm doing more work than you impersonate. You're impersonating an attorney, and you're just taking money that I don't have. I come from a very poor, impoverished, low socioeconomic background. Without education, I wouldn't be able to do anything I do for myself today. I wouldn't be an entrepreneur. But everything I get, I gotta work extra hard for because of my conditions, my circumstances. I gotta go 10 times harder than someone that has their freedom. But I'm getting ready for this court date, and it's the first time I'm gonna be going in here with real lawyers. The Pennsylvania Innocence Project and Michael Wiseman.
I know
do this
both
podcast.
Of them.
You know, Neelam Sangvi, Liz DeLosa, and Michael Wiseman. They the best in the state. Would you agree?
I just got a message from somebody at the Innocence Project.
Okay. This is my shot at the title. This is what I've been fighting for all this time. This is actually why I decided to entertain my brother's and his invitation to continue to keep my voice out there, continue to let people see that I'm human, that I am a three-dimensional, fleshed-out human being that is deeply flawed but actually innocent.
When is your court date?
We waiting right now. We're waiting right now, but my petition was filed 90 days ago. My legal team asked the court to find me innocent based on newly discovered exonerating evidence, and it's been 90 days now, so it could be any day.
What county is
Any
it?
day. York County. York County. I've
What
been down there on my own a couple times.
was that
Now I'm
like?
coming with. Oh man, I didn't win. I didn't win. I didn't have enough at the time. So but every time you lose, losses is lessons.
Yeah.
So every time I lost, I learned something else about my case. So I was in position when the help came to tell them what I needed that I couldn't get done on my own, or where they might be able to find what I needed. My arms wasn't that long. I'm a pro se litigator, incarcerated. When I get to court, this is the first time I'm meeting lawyers that I'm giving hard-earned money. You know how it goes. So this is my very first shot since trial to beat my case.
And you said 28 years? Is that?
Yeah, I got 28 in, man. I got 28 years in, man. Yeah, man.
I mean, just to think back on what, we've done in 28 years, that's ridiculous. I did 12 years, and you could throw a date at me, and I can tell you almost what I did that day. I can definitely tell you, like, where I was, what cell I was in, and what block, but 12 years, I can tell you almost where I was.
I could do the same thing with the 28. I
Because
remember everything, where I was at, where I was at, what I was doing, what block I was on. I could remember it all, who I was probably dating. Yeah, but the time is dwindling down right now. We probably down to seconds. This is gonna be a to be continued because the energy I think was great. Thank you for showing up. They probably gonna cut me off any second, but I'm here. Tysheem Crocker, wrongfully convicted, innocent but convicted. We got Rook here, entrepreneur, served his time, reaching back for the men, creating opportunity for you to help yourself. 096 is here. Thank you for being here, brother. General Thoughts Podcast. This has been another episode.
Most definitely.
We're gonna talk tomorrow, Rook.
All right.
You hear me? I want to really pick your brain, and I want some advice that you got for me. I know you got a load of it.
I got a little bit.
Now,
it may not be good advice, but I got some advice.
Say no more. I appreciate it, man. You hear me?
Yeah, likewise, man. I read some of the stuff you got.
Oh yeah.
That's
Thank you, man.
That's a hard task from in there. I know it is. And
that's what I do. It's what I love to do, though.
And everybody in there is like so distracted. If there were more people with this mentality.
I've seen a timid break open into incandescent warriors, turning quiet desperation and luminance victorious. Every tear becomes a testament, every scar a revelation. We sculpt them all with the stones they once used for degradation. No more quiet compliance or diluted ambition. Cowards said was never gonna come, but we rumble with a cadence like a war-ready drum. Empathy's a weapon when it's fearlessly applied. We protect those who tremble and we rise, amplified.